We all feel better now?
Yes. Relax.
But I got a question. I started playing piano when I was 4 because my brother, who was 7, started taking piano lessons. And I begged my parents to let me, and they said, no, you're too young. So he would come home from his lesson and teach me what he learned, and pretty soon I was better than he was. So they all right, then you can take lessons. Then in 6th grade, I took up the clarinet. And when I was in 7th grade, the little school I went to in upstate New York, back in those days, had a string teacher and an orchestra. So the string teacher, they just bought a half-size bass. Said, you want to play the bass? I said, sure. So she gave me a few lessons, and then I played in the orchestra. Mostly I played along with the radio.
Right.
Okay, here's the answer to the question. I'm a senior in high school. The only thing that I loved was music. But I didn't play anything well enough to be a musician. But this is true. It really hadn't occurred to me that that's the only thing that I could possibly be. And I couldn't do anything else. I mean, I was helpless. So anyway, I started taking lessons, and I practiced harder and worked harder than everybody else. Went to Juilliard, graduated, and I still work harder than anybody else, so I'm still getting better. But yeah, once I realized that was the only possibility for me, then it was clear. Up to that point, I just didn't know, I didn't realize. Bach is my favorite because of it's a funny mixture. He was probably, people say, possibly the most intelligent human who's ever lived on this planet. So he wrote unbelievably complex things. Like he wrote a fugue on B-A-C-H, because that's his name, B-A-C-H. B is actually B flat in our system. So he just said B flat, A, C, and H is B natural. So he just took those, wrote these complex fugues and stuff. But the thing is, when you listen to it, you don't hear any of that stuff. You just hear this beautiful music, and it's so emotional. And he wrote 6 of these. This was number 1. Thank you, Delaney. I was the first person ever to play all 6 of these on the bass.
Wow.
They're written for cello, which is much smaller, much easier to play. I basically spent my life figuring out how to do it. Anyway, what I've eventually figured out